Good afternoon, family. I am so happy to be here. I'm kind of late to the party, but nonetheless, right on time. I want to apologize first and foremost for not coming on Sunday and on Monday as I had promised, but I had some things to do in terms of making sure my child, my youngest child, is focused in school and on his work. So I put everything else aside just to be able to focus on my youngest one to make sure he's doing the work that is expected of him. So with that being said, I think that conversation is going to be right on time with today's topic because on Sundays I address the Black community in which I did not show up for class, obviously working on family issues in the home, but I'm here to address the Black community today. So as you guys are coming on, just let me know you're here. I see people already saying hi. What's up, family? How you guys all doing? What's up, D Champion? How you doing? Hi, Nakaya Clark. How are you? Thank you for wishing me a belated Founders Day. I appreciate that. But here, listen, guys, let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. Let me tell you, we have some really good stories that's going to make you guys upset. That's why they're really good, because I want you all to be upset, because if you're upset, maybe you will recognize the issues that we're having, and just maybe in my wild, fantastical way of thinking, maybe we'll start waking up and we can start doing things differently, just maybe. So I'm going to have some really good conversation today by giving you guys some different topics from news stories that are concerning our community. And y'all know what I mean when I say our community. I know we always have some intruders in here every now and then, or some people who are suffering from Rachel Dolezal syndrome. And that's okay, because I'd rather have Rachel Dolezal than some of y'all. You already know what I mean. And it's okay. We have some people that come through here with the Rachel Dolezal syndrome, and that's all right. But when I say our community, y'all know what's up. There's certain things I cannot say because YouTube be giving me strikes, Facebook has not put me in jail in a long time because I just been ignoring Facebook and just doing little posts on Facebook. But now that I'm doing videos again on Facebook, I don't want them to put me back in jail and take down my page because they're the little devil. The social media people are the devils. And censorship, you guys love censorship because y'all don't like things that hurt your feelings. Y'all don't want to talk about the truth. You don't want to hear about the truth. And anything that hurts your feelings, you want to report people's pages because y'all be in your bag and all emotional. So with that being said, I'm going to have some code talk. So y'all just going to have to follow along with the code talk on what I'm going to be talking about, because some of the stuff, some of our little haters don't want to hear. But I'm going to address this population of people. Hey, look at my Yusuf Green. How you doing? You was just thinking of me, teardrop. Mwah. I'm thinking of you guys too. Always thinking of you guys. All right. So here we're going to talk about. Let me give you guys some breakdowns of the stories. And of course, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to read a story. And one of the stories is going to be really, really long because it is the most disturbing of them all to me. I think they're all bad. All of the stories I'm going to share, I'm just giving you guys the truth. I don't want y'all to think this is going to be some great, oh, this is going to be a wonderful discussion about our community. And here's all the great things that's happening in our communities. And meanwhile, we're ignoring the things that's destroying our communities. No, we're going to talk about the things that are destroying our communities because, can I just say this, family? Because there are a lot of us, some of us on this feed as well. We got to be honest. There are a lot of us that we don't mind liking all the great stuff that happens. But when we highlight the negative stuff, we don't want to talk about it because we can personally, in some of these cases, see ourselves in it. Maybe our past, how we got triggered, or maybe the things that we are currently doing, or maybe the things that we are trying to change. We see ourselves in it. So we don't want to really have those kind of conversations. We like to hide behind a mask and make sure that we project to the world that everything is good. No, baby. I'm taking it all out. I'm showing all of y'all how we are showing up, because these are our children. These are our sisters. These are our brothers. These are our cousins, our nephews, our nieces, our aunties, our uncles, our grandmas, our grandpas. Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. So y'all gonna be mad, but I need y'all to go ahead and put on your Teflon shield. All right, put on your Teflon shield, put on your bulletproof vest. Shots are going to be fired. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Don't get excited. I don't want to get no emails about how are you a doctor. You can kiss my entire brown behind. I don't care what your feelings are. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you responded negatively and you all in your bag, you want to send me emails, that's because I struck a chord and I'm happy. I'm happy I struck a chord because maybe you'll fix your goddamn life. So let's go ahead and have this conversation. Share the video, family. Share the video. I'm gonna try to keep it PG-13, but y'all know I mess up all the time because I ain't perfect. Y'all just gonna forgive me when I mess up. I'm gonna try to keep it PG-13. I need y'all to share the video. I need you guys to like the Facebook channel, like the Facebook page, like the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, hit the bell for notifications so you can know when I'm going live. Thank you so much for that donation, brother. Yes, I'm going to give them the good old-fashioned cod liver oil, baby, with no water or juice to chase it. You're getting it raw today because I'm tired of this. We're going to do all of that, right? Donations came in. At the end, I'm going to give you guys the shout out to all the people that gave me the donations. I'll shout you guys out in the end. I did not forget about you guys. I love all the donations I'm receiving. I will shout you guys out at the end. But let's talk about these stories. Let's start with Amiana Williams. I think that's how you spell Amiana Williams. Do y'all know who Amiana Williams is? Right? Do y'all know who she is? That's okay if y'all don't know who she is, because I'm going to tell y'all anyway, because some of y'all got daughters like Amiana. Ooh, y'all going to be in your bag today. Y'all going to be in your bag today. I don't care. Some of y'all got daughters like Amiana. Y'all got grandbabies and cousins like Amiana. Some of y'all are Amiana yourselves. Oh, yeah, baby. Some of y'all act just like Amiana. So I'm going to tell y'all who Amiana is. Yes, baby, because you know we cooking with the pork grease today. It's going to burn. It's going to feel really bad today. It's going to upset your stomach today. Let's go ahead and share the story on Amiana. Give me a second, family. Let me find my story, bring it up so I can share with you guys who Amiana Williams is, what she did, and how some of y'all know Amiana Williams, people like her, that is, and some of y'all are Amiana Williams yourself. All right. So I found the story right here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Hurt my heart. It hurt my heart to the core. But I'm not only going to share these things with you guys. Yes, baby, the pork grease. We are cooking with the pork grease today. Not only am I going to share these stories with you guys, I'm going to talk about things that we need to do. Right? We're going to talk about what needs to be done. Yeah, somebody already know kills everybody. Everybody, the kids too. Some of y'all crazy, just like Amiana. I'm sorry. You be in your bag if you want to. I'm going to tell y'all the truth today. And we're going to have this conversation. Get in your bag all you want. Sounds kind of personal. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Here we go.
Thought she was coming after my mom.
Tonight, we have exclusive new video, and we're learning more about the woman Lansing police say is responsible for killing a grandmother and her 2 grandchildren. It is our top story tonight at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Lauren Thompson. 21-year-old Amiana Williams is in custody, charged with 3 counts of murder and arson. Lansing police say she set a house on fire on Elizabeth Street earlier this month. A woman and her 2 young grandchildren were trapped inside while that home burned.
We do want to warn you that the video you're about to see that was shared with 6 News by Mike Collier, who is the son and uncle of the victims, is graphic and disturbing.
Our Kira Lake spoke with Collier earlier today. She's here for you now. As he says, he's in shock from what happened to his mother and 2 nephews.
She's always done that. Like, she's always threatened my family all the time about doing that.
But Collier says he never thought Amiana Williams would act on her threats and be this violent.
Not even a little bit.
Until September 3rd, the night of the fire. And now he says his family is devastated.
She was a whole different character as a grandmother. It made her, like, better. Like, I loved it. Why did you do that? What made you go take 3 innocent lives?
But along with telling us about the threats made by Williams, Collier showed us a video. He says it shows Williams getting violent with his brother earlier this year, and that this happened after Williams assumed his brother was cheating on her.
Well, right here, they're just arguing, and she has a knife in her hand, down by her side. And she raises it like this. My brother grabbed her by her underarm and slams her and takes the knife, as you can see him pull it from her hand.
And he says this wasn't the first time something like this has happened.
She's busted out windows that I'd had to repair for them just because it's my brother.
And Collier says he knew Williams was responsible for the house fire. The night the fire happened, he says he saw the messages Williams sent to his brother about burning his mother alive. Collier says the threats made this time were because Williams again thought his brother was cheating.
I feel better knowing that there's actual justice being served for that, because in the beginning it was just going to be considered an accidental fire. And I'm glad everything worked out the way it did for my mom and my nephews.
In Lansing, Kiera Lake, 6 News.
And let's go ahead and have this discussion. Let's go ahead. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for that donation. Sunglasses, you said, I actually miss you. Where have you been? I know. I was just telling you guys that I was supposed to come on. I didn't come on. I do apologize. I want to say that again. I apologize, but I say all the time, it's not even a but. And I say all the time to my community is if my family is not in alignment, I do not come on, because I have to make sure my family is all the way together so my family won't become Amiana Williams. I'm just saying, can we just be honest? Can we just be honest? So now let's have a conversation about this right now. Y'all got the story. Here it is, a 21-year-old girl. Let me just reiterate the story for some people who are coming on. We are addressing different topics in our community, and it's not about bashing the topics we're seeing. It's about recognizing when we are showing up short, because we are one brainwave away from being Amiana Williams, right? So this is about us addressing negative traits and negative behaviors in ourselves. And yes, I'm using these stories to highlight what is happening in our communities. But what I'm saying to you is we all know people, whether it is us or people in our families or close friends, relatives, neighbors in our community who act like the people I'm about to share. And until we start really having this conversation, change is not going to happen. We like to sweep these things under the rug, and we only want to see the positive things. And that's cool. But in life, it's all about duality. It's about positive and negative, right? Good and bad, love and hate, right and wrong. It's not just one way of looking at things. So we have to understand that although it's nice to have good, fluffy things going on in our lives, that is nice. But the reality is there are things in our community that are not good and fluffy. And we keep turning a blind eye, because had we not been turning a blind eye, we won't be ended up with the same traumas over and over again that's causing us to live in high stress environments. And we're going to talk about that later. That's what I'm going to bring in a psychological aspect into it later. But I'm just going to address things. I'm going to keep it all the way funky for you guys, because y'all got to know about the stuff that's happening. Let's talk about Amiana, right? Somebody said, I know so many chicks in the hood just like her. That's one of our community members. Thank you so much, D, for saying that. And that's the truth, right? Right? So here it is. Amiana Williams. She locked up now, y'all. She's a 21-year-old that was in a relationship with that guy you seen talking, his brother. And even though the guy you seen talking, if you need me to play the video again, let's just tell me to roll it back. You know, I have no problem rolling it back. Even though the guy you seen talking, he stated that she has made threats before, but he had no reason to believe that she would act out these threats. Now, I had to scratch my head with that, because when he showed the video of Amiana Williams raising the knife to his brother, and his brother slammed her on the floor. Forget about, listen, I know y'all gonna be in your bag today. I don't care. Be in your bag. Y'all know, let me just pause for a second, because some things I'm gonna say is gonna be kind of petty. I just want y'all to know that. I'm just being all the way real. But let me pause for a second. Before Dr. Shonna became Dr. Shonna, before Dr. Shonna became a clinician, Dr. Shonna worked for Child Protection Services, right? For many, many years. I went from one unit to what they call the elite unit, where we do different type of investors and out-of-home placements, you know, where we cover the whole state is a little bit different than covering the area that you're in. But nonetheless, when I seen this video, here's somebody. This is what I'm talking about. Let me see what this person's saying. Isn't it said that white people do it too? Well, that's the arguments I think I hear. And we're not talking about white. See, this is what we do in our community. This is what we do in our community. We got to stop doing this. This is not a white person show, right? This is not, let's say white people do it too show. This is not that kind of show. This is not white media. This is not that kind of, this is the problem that I have with our community. Now, sunglasses. I'm not saying you say are snuggles. I'm sorry, I called you sunglasses. Saw the name wrong. I apologize. Snuggles. I don't know about you, Snuggles. You don't have a picture as a on your profile. You just have the S. I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you have the Rachel Dolezal syndrome. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not making any accusations that you do or do not. But I'm going to say to you, Snuggles, on this page, I don't know if you're new here, but on this page, this is not a, well, white people do it too. So we're not that bad either. We're not doing that on this page. We're not doing that on this page. We're not doing that. Across every ethnicity, every nationality, every race, there are issues. But we on Dr. Shonna's page don't do the kumbaya stew. We don't do it. We don't do it. This page addresses issues in the Black community. This page addresses mental health in the Black community. This page addresses Black couples and Black relationships. This page addresses Black businesses. I think y'all get the point, right? We ain't worried about nobody else's community. That's the problem we have, right? There you go, Dean. Go ahead, Dr. Beeman. There you go. Dr. Beeman is saying deflection is a huge problem with us. It's a huge problem. This is what we do all the time. We deflect. We try to cause smoke and mirrors and smoke screens so that we don't have to look at ourselves. This is crazy. If you don't want to be on this channel, you don't have to be on this channel. No one is begging you to be here. It's either we're going to do it the Dr. Shonna's way, or you can go to another channel that cooks up kumbaya stew and eat there. Because it's soulful here, baby. It's soulful here. All right? We're not doing no kumbaya stew conversations. Now, let me get back on track. Right? Let me get back on track. We got a new listener. Welcome, Katrina. Now, I want you to know, Katrina, you're a new listener. We welcome you here, but you just got to sit and be a guest. You got to be a guest if you ain't ready for it, because my audience, sometimes they're not as nice as I am, and sometimes they're nicer than me. So you got to put on your Teflon vest, okay? Get your bulletproof vest on, because shots are going to be fired. You just got to get ready for it. Now, let's go on now. Let's go back to the story. 21-year-old. The brother said she was always violent, but he never thought she would do something like that. He never thought she would set his mama's house on fire, killing his mother and her two grandsons. This girl in the video raised a knife to his brother, was slammed on her back, and the brother pulled the knife away from her. But his brother doesn't think that this woman will act out on any of her threats of violence and kill his mama and the two grandsons. This is what we do in our community. This is what they do in our community. We always try to make it seem like we ain't that crazy. Well, I never thought that they would do that. I never thought that would happen. First of all, I looked at the video, and you know me, I'm gonna look at all types of environments. We gotta really just talk about it. I look at all types of environments. I looked at this video. I'm looking at the environment in the home, which was chaotic. The environment was unclean, sheets as curtains, right? These are the kind of things that we have to look for. And somebody's telling me they're unable to donate. So send all donations to the Cash App. If they took away my donations, it ain't gonna be nothing new. This is what they do. This is what they do. I don't know. Okay, so Sid says he sees it. I don't know. I don't know if they took my donation. I try to be clean, but you know, there's a whole bunch of haters in the community, and haters, you know, they don't like to do anything. But anyway, as I was saying, as a clinician, as a social worker, as a mental health specialist, as a mental health expert, we have to look at the whole entire picture. Now, you see this living room. This living room is chaotic. There's a sheet used as curtains. There's stuff, clutter all over the floor. Yeah, do I need to show y'all the video again? Let me show y'all the video again. Don't take my word for it. I want you now to look at this video again. I'm going to put it to the part where he shows the video of his brother slamming her to the floor after she raised a knife to him. And I want you guys to look at the background of that place. So give me a second. Let me go ahead and bring this up. You got to look at the background, because this speaks to a larger issue. This speaks to other issues that's in the home. So some of us, we got issues like this right here in our family, our friends, our neighbors, you know, it's right here. And we walk into these kind of environments every day, and we ignore it because it's become the norm. We're so familiar with it. That's what's sickening. If I'm just honest, that's what's sickening. We have normalized these kind of things, and it causes us to overlook it. And even when we see an act of violence, slamming somebody onto the floor who is raising a knife, we see an act of violence, we think we got it all under control, and nothing is going to happen. Hello? People on Facebook are saying they can't donate. Facebook doesn't allow to donate. If you want to donate, you can send it right to the $ drshonna on our Cash App. You can go to Venmo, @drshonna on Venmo, or PayPal, or you can come over to YouTube and donate that way. I thank you for wanting to donate, but you cannot donate on Facebook, unfortunately. That's why everyone abandons Facebook, pretty much. But I want to go back. I'm going to show that video to you guys again. I want y'all just to pay attention. Pay attention to the background of this community. We got to start looking at these things. Give me a second.
Collier says he will always remember how loving his mother was, and that the boys were also loving, smart, and funny.
I'm going to fast forward.
The mother of Amiana.
Collier says he never thought Amiana Williams would act on her threats and be this violent.
Not even a little bit.
Until September 3rd, the night of the fire. And now he says his family is devastated.
She was a whole different character as a grandmother. I made her like better. Like I loved it. Why did you do that? What made you?
Stop right there for a second. Let me stop right there for a second. Remember what I said the last time? We got a new member to the community. Welcome. Thank you for joining the community. We appreciate you as a YouTube member. Thank you so much for your constant support. Here's what this guy said. That his mother was much better as a grandmother. What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, I know what that means. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think that means? His mother was much better as a grandmother. And that made her a better person. So that right there already tells me. Now, maybe because I'm a social worker, I don't know. But I think because I'm a critical thinker, I don't think it has anything to do with my profession. That already tells me they're used to chaos. Right? Like Melanin 100 is saying they had a rough childhood. Somebody else is saying she has a path, right? Right? She has a past. It already says to me, there you go. Here you go. Go ahead now, D. She was probably a violent and abusive mother. See, she was probably a violent and abusive mother. See, you got to understand how trauma operates. Sometimes you live in trauma and high stress environments so long, you normalize it. You normalize it. So you're going to date people. Oh, y'all not ready for me today. Y'all ain't ready for me today. You're going to date people that sort of reflect the kind of environment you're from. Right? To live in that chaos and mess, it's normalized. Oh, she pulling out a knife and she's threatening to kill her. She ain't going to do nothing. It's normalized. People are accustomed to fighting their goddamn mothers in some of these families. It's normalized. Calling their daughters, y'all ready for this? I can't hold my tongue. I'm going to have to say it, y'all. Calling their mothers bitches. Their mothers are calling their daughters little bitches. This is what happens. It's normalized. And you wonder why your life reflects chaos. Your home reflects chaos. Your language reflects chaos. Your relationships reflect chaos. And now we sad. Now we sad. Let's go ahead back. Because I'm going to play this and I'm going to the next story. Because y'all going to get mad. I'm telling you, I'm going to work y'all up today. Because we got to make changes. We got to make some changes. And you got to be able to see how you look in order to make changes. Let's go on now.
Go take 3 innocent lives.
But along with telling us about the threats made by Williams, Collier showed us a video. He says it shows Williams getting violent with his brother earlier this year, and that this happened after Williams assumed his brother was cheating on her.
Well, right here, they're just arguing, and she has a knife in her hand, down by her side, and she raises it like this. My brother grabbed her by her underarm and slams her and takes the knife.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Y'all seen that house? Y'all see that house? You see the house? The house looked just as chaotic as their relationship. Am I lying? Am I lying? You know how I know? When I used to work for somebody, the government. Shout out to the government, state of New Jersey. Shout out to the government. I got some of my best training as an investigator with the government. And I used to walk into some of these houses. You got a case. Give me the case. Give me the address, the location, the demographics. And I used to read that case. And I can tell just by the description what the hell I was about to walk into. I'm trying to tell y'all. So I know when I'm going to kick off the heels. Kick off the heels I'm wearing around the office. Put on the goddamn, back in the days, it was Tim's. Put on my Tim's. Put on my Tim's. Shit. And I get ready. I take off the social worker hat, throw that shit on the floor, and put the hood hat on. Because I already know. If I walk to the block and somebody says something to me, lose a job, and now I'm punching somebody in the mouth, we're not going down like that. Because I already know the environment I was walking into. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I ain't never had a scuffle on my job. People threatened to do things, and I took every threat seriously. Every threat, because I already know the mental health condition I'm walking into. Every threat was taken seriously. You want to threaten me, a government worker, you'll be going to jail today, period. You put your hands onto me, I'm going to stump you out, and you'll be going to jail tonight, period. Every threat taken seriously. And when we used to walk into homes like that, that was out of order, we already know the conversation was going to be out of order 99% of the time. Come on now, I'm trying to tell you guys something. So now my role switch. Now I took off my child protection vest, threw it back at them. Took off my investigator, not really my tie, but I'm being funny. It was a man's job. It was more men there than us females when I made it to that level. But I took off my suit and tie, threw it to the back, and then I went into mental health, became a clinician. And then what happens? When they come in and they describing the conditions of their home, and their home is messy, and they have a hard time keeping their homes together. And what happens when they talk about their marriages and their relationships? Messy, chaotic. out of order. Your home tends to reflect your mental state. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you. Now, am I saying that's for everybody? No, I'm not saying that's for everybody. But it is a situation that we see often. Often. And I always tell women that come in and, can't do anything, depressed, they're out of control, hot mess, relationship falling apart. How's your home? Is your home in order? Because that's how it looks every time I walked into one of those chaotic environments. So for this young man to say he didn't think this young lady was going to burn down his mama's home when she threatened to burn down his mama's home, in this community, those threats need to be taken seriously. Yep, right? Those threats need to be taken seriously. Everybody want to think they're going to handle everything. How are you going to handle everything yourself in your hood, and your hood is chaotic and out of control? That's the mindset that some of us have. She ain't gonna do nothing. She just talking crazy until she do something. Take all threats seriously. Pulling a knife on your brother and she wouldn't burn down your mother? Nah, she'll burn down your mother. And some of us got sons dating women just like her. Some of us got children dating men just like them. And we have normalized chaotic behavior. Right? That's right, Yusuf. Yusuf says dysfunctional breeding with the dysfunctional. People don't want to say these kind of things. People don't want to get their feelings, right? Roaches and mice, holes in the walls, etc., etc. This is what they do. This is what they do. And some people would say, well, Dr. Shonna, this is part of our life, and it's because of poverty and what the system done. And I'm not going to say that what you're saying doesn't have truth rooted in it. Of course, what you're saying has truth rooted in it. But I am also going to say this. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up poor. And my house didn't look like that. My mama wasn't chaotic. My mother was structured and organized. I don't know, maybe it's the Cancer sun in her. I don't know, but my mother was structured and organized. We had discipline. We had rules and regulations. We weren't allowed to go in the community and frolic with the other children, especially when they were unruly children. We weren't allowed to be in other people's houses and sleep over. Poverty had nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, maybe that's just my house, right? Maybe that's just my house. I'm just saying, right? Y'all ain't got to agree with me. Y'all ain't got to agree with me. Somebody's asking about donations. I'll just put the information up there. Get that information down, right? So you can know where you can donate at. In between time, go ahead and share the video. If you're on Facebook, give the video a like, a heart, a care, an angry face, whatever you want to do. YouTube, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. So I got one more video to show you. Now I wasn't going to have the conversation. I have so many other videos that I'm just going to have to save this. I got so many other videos that I want to talk to you guys about. But I have a session coming up because, people who follow me on Instagram, shout out to my followers on Instagram. You're part of that community. It's all about relationships, healthy relationships. It's all about dating strategies. I'm trying to help people get in healthy relationships. I'm trying to help people have healthy dating patterns. I'm trying to help people recognize when you're living in toxicity, you're unhealthy, your mindset is going, depression is kicking in, you need to get the hell out the relationship you're in. I'm trying to help people save the relationships they are in and recognize how they're showing up with their own toxic behavior and stop trying to point out your partner's toxic behaviors without changing yourself. I'm just trying to save people on my Instagram page. Go over to my Instagram page, Dr. Shonna, go over to that page, follow me on Instagram, get acquainted. But that's when my sessions come. People book their sessions and stuff on Instagram. So I have a 3 o'clock But I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys one more video. Y'all gonna get mad. And I'm gonna be fast forwarding through this video so we can capture everything. So I want y'all to see what happens. See, we see grandma and the grandkids in this one getting burnt up. But do we really see what we as parents are creating in our children? Y'all ain't ready for this. But let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all this video. We got almost 500 people in the chat. Y'all go ahead and share this video. Thank you for all the donations that are coming in. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much. Share the video. Like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Become a member. Right? Because we have real conversations here. If you in your bag, get off this channel. You getting your feelings hurt, get off this channel. Right? It's not for you. But y'all know this one, right? Y'all seen this one? I'm going to fast forward. This one is long.
You don't do shit for me. Because they want my shit clean. Let it stay clean. What the fuck up in your house is that? I just came here picking up shit up off the floor. It's food up. You're fucking that. You're fucking that. I've been fucking sweeping up since I came in the door. One piece of egg, right? Really, Olivia. I picked up more than some fucking egg. Yeah, okay. You sitting up there lying. You know I picked up more than an egg. I picked up more. I don't get. She ain't gotta get up off shit. She ain't gotta get off a motherfucking thing. You motherfucking right, bitch. I like a clean house. I like a clean house. Clean. You're a fucking shit. You're a fucking liar. You see how disrespectful this motherfucker is? She ain't got no respect for nobody but her dumbass friends. That's all she got respect for. For her dumbass friends. She don't respect me or her siblings. This is what she does. This is what I shouldn't have to show you no respect. You're in my fucking house. You are in my house. I don't have to show you no fucking respect. I don't have to show you fuck. You don't. We know you don't. That's why you ain't got shit. You ain't gonna never have shit. You don't got shit. You stand in my house. You ain't got shit. I got everything in here. It belongs to me. Everything. Everything. What do you got? He paid my rent, boo-boo. He pays my rent. He pays my rent. He pays my rent. Yes, he does. He pays my rent. What nigga that you not gonna pay your rent? What nigga you not gonna pay your rent? What nigga do you have that's gonna pay your rent? You still staying with your mom. You still staying with your mom. You still staying with your mom. I always throwing Raymond up and she ain't even dumped the baby food. The damn food still sitting here. Still sitting here. I bet you my dish is clean. I bet ain't a dish in this motherfucking sink. You know what? It's one in there because my daughter fixed some fucking noodles. She gotta clean that shit because I'm not cleaning. Get the fucking there, clean that motherfucking noodles, man. Don't make sense. Don't even want to pick up a broom or mop. Don't mop the floor. Don't do shit but talk shit.
Okay, family, give me a second. I'm going to show y'all something else. But you're seeing this, right? You're seeing this. And I also want you to pay attention, not only that this is happening in front of a baby boy. But all y'all want to talk about, ain't no good men out here. These men ain't worth nothing. They're liars, they're cheaters, they're disrespectful. These men act like, excuse my French, bitches. This is what y'all want to say. I hear it all the time. All the time. These men are your sons. These men are your grandbabies, your brothers, your nephews. It's reflected all in this video. You ladies are chaotic, and you're raising sons and daughters to be chaotic, disrespectful, and you're raising disrespectful children. Because the mama's toxic, her kids are toxic, and even the home. Y'all saw the home? You saw the condition of the home? See, don't get mesmerized by the nice refrigerator. Don't get mesmerized by her tufted couch. Don't get mesmerized by the mirrors on the wall. Those are all smoke and screens. Look at the disorganization of the home. I'm just trying to tell y'all something. Look at the disorganization of the home. And you wonder why the language reflects it. You wonder why the demeanor reflects it. All of them operating out of masculine energy. That's all you see is masculine energy. No one knows how to balance the feminine energy in that home. Everybody is raw, ready. What you ready for? And you wonder why these men, these boys, grow up to be toxic, aggressive men. Man, look, I'm just trying to tell y'all something. Go on, man. Let me go ahead and go back to that video. I'm going to show you some more stuff. Show you some more stuff, baby.
To you in your house. That's all the fuck you do. You don't do shit. Then want to cry crocodile ass tears when somebody tell you to get your damn son from fucking up. Who does that? I've been cleaning this motherfucker up since I came back from the fucking store. While she's sitting up there on the phone gossiping with her ugly ass friends. I said, while you sitting on the phone gossiping with your ugly ass friends, bitch, I can repeat it. I can repeat it. I can repeat it. You don't give no fuck about income. She had it till the day she died. What about you? You ain't got shit. You got a shit to pop and get the fuck out of my house. Call you a ride and get the fuck out of my house. So you don't do the one that went to call. Oh, how many diseases you got? What disease I got? What disease I got? What? I ain't got no disease, bitch. My pussy clean. What about yours? It stank. It stank. Okay, he fucked every time Dick and Harry. So fucking what? Why you want to fuck him? You want to fuck him? You want to fuck him? Okay then. Why you work? Whose stomach came past that dick? Get out my face. His stomach past. So at least he can see his dick. He can see it. He don't got one. Find you some. So Olivia, get the fuck out of my house. Get out my fucking house, Olivia. Get out. If I do something to you. You better find someone to come pick your ass up because you gotta go. Talk it. Tell no Facebook friend how you put a nigga before your fucking kids. My nigga ain't got a goddamn thing. Bitch, you don't close no door in here. This is my door. Leave my door alone. This is mine. This is mine. Get out my face. This is mine. No one will say nothing to you. If you a whole female and you put a fucking nigga before your fucking kids. What Raymond got to do with you? What Raymond got to do with you? What Raymond got to do with you picking up behind your child? What do he got to do from you picking up behind your child? Raymond ain't got nothing to do with none of these conversations. So don't bring him in it. Raymond ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. Raymond ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. You ain't said shit, but you still standing in my house, in my washroom. You still standing in my house. I surely am. You still standing in my house. I surely am. Find somebody to come and get you, Olivia, because you got to ride out. You got to go, girl. I'm serious in the motherfucker. You're not going to sit and call me all kind of bitches and think you finna stay in my house. That's what you is. I see you as I see it, a bitch. Okay, and I see it as I see it too, a bitch. Okay, and you the dirtiest bitch I ever seen. You are the pettiest. Yes, I sure am. Nasty ass. Hurry up and get your stuff. Mother ass bitch. That's what you are. If I'm gonna make you a bitch.
I think we've seen enough. I think we've seen enough. I think I made my point. She recorded this hot mess. Yes, she did, beloved. Yes, she did. She recorded this and she put it on Facebook. This is happening in front of a child. And we wonder why we got child protection services running up and moving children in our houses. Forget about the systemic racism, the systemic problems that lead to that, because that is very true. And that happens often too. But look at the stuff that you're going to go record and document. So when it happens, it's going to be the woe is me. No, baby. There's no woe is me syndrome. There's a whole bunch of dysregulation in that house, a whole bunch of emotional dysregulation, a whole bunch of masculine energy in the house, a whole bunch of disrespect in the house, a whole bunch of poor parenting. And as a result, it is violence in the house. Let's really talk about it, family. Let's really talk about it. Because the truth is, we can always be on social media and say, oh my God, that's crazy. What in the world? Oh Lord, that's what's happening. That's some of our homes. That's some of our relationships with our children. That's how we act in front of our children and in front of our grandchildren. Come on. See, everybody wants the great stuff. Nobody wants to talk about the real stuff. Nobody else wants to talk about the real stuff. That's what the real stuff is. This is the truth, right? And here's what they do. This is what it is. This is right here. This is what they do right here. Why do some of us share our dysfunction? And I forgot CPS could be sick to them. Why we share our dysfunction? Because we are dysfunctional. Because we are dysfunctional. That is an easy question to answer. Because we are so plagued with the toxicity and the violence that occurs in our communities and in our homes and in our families, the pathology that exists in our families, that we don't even realize that when we're acting dysfunctional because we're so comfortable in our dysfunction. It is the norm. It is the norm for so many of us. It is the norm, right? And we got to understand that where we place our attention, that's where our energy goes. Where we place our attention, that's where our energy goes. The attention is not on the rearing of the children. The attention is not on education and success. The attention is not on raising people who can raise healthy children. The attention is not on setting a structure that would be beneficial for them in the future. The attention is not on building legacy. That's not the intention. The attention is on a man. The intention is on partying. The attention clearly is on sex. The attention is on drugs. The attention is on alcohol. The attention is on materialistic things, cars, shoes, bags, phones, wigs, weaves. The attention is on weed. The attention is on clubbing. We got to understand when people are living in high stress environments, right? When people are contained to high stress environments, they're not living in creation mode, meaning they cannot be creative. They cannot bring into their life, into their existence, a life they want to experience. They cannot bring in success into their lives when they are contained in high stress environments. That baby is being contained in a high stress environment. And if he doesn't get intervention, he will end up like his grandmother, his aunties, and his mama. Our community is operating out of survival mode, family. We're in survival mode. We're in survival mode that we even see our own relatives as a threat. Am I lying? Survival mode. When you live under the constant hormones of stress, you live your life in a do or die mentality. You see it as I'm going to kill or be killed mentality. You live a life that is bred this way. It is conditioned this way. It is generational. It is passed down. You know what we used to have in child protection services when I was a government worker? When we used to get a certain name that come through, let's just say Smith. Not the name that of the case, but let's just say Smith is a very popular name. And we say, all right, you got Benita Smith. And everyone's like, oh, Lord. And everybody knows about Benita Smith. Why? Because Benita Smith file comes this big. Because Benita Smith's mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother was in the system. And the mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother was dysfunctional. And now Benita's little ass is dysfunctional. Why? Because they're bred that way. Why? Because they don't know what it's like to have healthy relationships. Why? Because they're in survival mode. Why? Because when the brain is in survival mode, the brain focuses on the problems and not the solution. Right? The brain sees not enough. The brain sees I need to survive. The brain sees everybody is a threat to me in my existence. And when the brain sees the world in that way, the brain will not be able to help the body regulate emotions. So then you have poor self-regulations. Emotions are out of whack. And that's when your life becomes out of order. Demonstrated by negative moods, demonstrated by volatile temperaments, demonstrated by hostility, demonstrated by fractured personalities. I see so many personality disorders come out of high stress environments that is filled with trauma and other pathologies. Fractured personalities, borderline personalities, narcissistic personalities, histrionic personalities. Right? When you live in high stress environments, you're unable to refocus your attention on things that matter. You fail to see solutions. You have a closed off approach. It is your way. Your way is the right way. Nobody can tell you anything. Attention needs to be placed outside of yourself, right? Because whenever your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. Attention needs to be placed outside of yourself. So many of us are functioning from selfish mindsets. It's me, 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 me. That's how we're functioning. So when the family came through, my family here, I'm talking about my Facebook and my YouTube family, and they said, Dr. Shonna, where were you? We missed you on Sunday. We missed you on Monday. And you're right, and I apologize. But why? Because when my focus goes, my energy flows. My focus was on my children. My focus is on my youngest son struggling with online classes because he likes to do what he wants to do. My focus is on sitting next to him as he does his homework. And when he writes sloppy, me erasing it and him having to do it over. If you want to keep writing sloppy, let me give you another fresh, cleaner paper so you can write it over. Oh, you want to be disrespectful? Let's write these sentences 5 times. Let's write these sentences 20 times. See, when you focus your attention on things outside of yourself, I could have said, I ain't got time for this. I got to go live. While my family, my child is over here acting unruly. No, I can't go live with nothing like that because my focus is outside of myself. My focus is on my legacy. My focus is on all 3 children being successful. Because when they demonstrate success and win, I win. Because your focus got to be on what you wish to create. And I'm creating legacies. These families don't look like anyone that's creating a legacy worth living. And this is not me being mean. This is us having a real conversation. Everybody think they got the answer. Don't even want to go to therapy because you've been trained to believe that Jesus can fix it. Jesus ain't fixing that home. And I bet you they probably go to church. Whatever. Go ahead and get in your feelings if you want to. I see it all the time. I seen devils walk right into the church and their home is chaotic and out of order. I see devils walk right up in the church. And you looking at them like, oh, you praising mighty hard, aren't you? Oh, Father. Because I know what was happening in your house last night. I'm just trying to say. Yes, that's right, Charlotte. Charlotte, thank you for the donation. You always said our community needs healing. That changed my outlook on it a lot. Our community needs healing. I want you guys to see what trauma and dysfunction looks like. I want you guys to see what mental health looks like. Because everyone thinks, I'm not sad, I'm not depressed. No, you are. That's what sadness and depression looks like. That is depression. That's depression in the Black community. Get yourself in therapy. Unpack that trauma. And if the therapist you're working with cannot do it, get somebody that's going to be real with you, but compassionate. Toxic. We want to come in here and say, oh, well, what about white people? They do the same thing. I ain't worried about white people doing the same thing. I'm worried about my people doing the same thing. I'm done. I'm done. There you go. My mother has been asking Jesus to fix our family for years, and we still in the same mindset. Nothing changes until we change. Right? Nothing changes until we change. Marie Jackson says, thank you. I'm focused on my 3 children. That's right. See, it goes beyond our children. I'm focused on my 3 children and my future grandchildren. You understand what I'm saying? The focus got to be there. Bring family meetings into your household. Sit down and discuss things that are happening before they get out of control. Do mental health check-in with your children, with your spouses, with the other people living in your household. Engage in communication and conversation. I can clearly see that these families that I showed today, and I only showed y'all 2 when I got 6. Baby, I got a whole list for you. I see right now that they don't even have communication skills. They can't even communicate with one another, because no one taught them how, because they're functioning in high stress environments in their discomfort. In their dysfunction, and they have become comfortable. It is the norm, and this is how some of our households look. I am just trying to say. All right, family. My shirt, David says, I voted for myself. Boom! Shit. I'm gonna have the sister girl that makes this for me. This is her shirt. I voted for me. I'm gonna have her say, I'm having one create one for me. Maybe I'll create it for myself. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna create it for myself and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna create it for myself. Give them about a week, and I'm gonna introduce my shirt, and I'm gonna show y'all what it's gonna look like, right? But we need to vote. We need to vote for ourselves, right? So all right, family, I gotta go. I'm 3 minutes late. I don't like to be late to my sessions. Thank you so much, family. Again, follow me on Instagram. You want to know about relationships, advice, dating, all that stuff. It's so fun. You'll see the lighter side of me on Instagram. There's no Black Power stuff. There's no revolution. Well, it's always revolutionary, but it's not in the sense that you guys think about revolutionary. So go ahead to my Instagram channel, Dr. Shonna. Hit that follow button there. Engage in the conversation. Keep it clean, keep it respectful. I delete people. I don't have time for negative energy in the spaces or low vibrational people, because as you can see from what I showed you today, that's what low vibration looks like. Those are low vibrational people, and I don't entertain them unless it's in a session. Thank you for that donation. Says Kent Lie says, I'm confounded. That was hard to watch. On a lighter note, since our conversation a few weeks ago, I've extracted the N word from my glossary. Thank you for, thank you so much, brother. Yes, this is what we have to do. We have to open up our minds to receive in order for us to make the changes. So yes, get rid of those words out of our vocabulary, because they contain negative energy, negative vibrations. And when you have negative energy and negative vibrations, it looks exactly what we saw today on video. Peace and love, family. I'll see you guys all on Fridays when we talk about mental health clearly in the Black community. Have a great day.